cold.
I told him to get on the ground. He didn't, so then I tried to knock him on the ground. He lost his balance, came back, he hit me in the jaw, and then he just started swinging at me furiously.
Among the dead, the school's dean, L. Anthony Sutton, a former acting assistant U.S. Attorney General, a professor, Thomas Blackwell, and a 33-year-old student, Angela Dales. Their deaths have left this close-knit community in mourning.
I feel so very sorry for the families that they're having to suffer for this. We're a very close family here at the school, and everybody's suffering.
As for the suspect, police say he faces a number of charges, including 3 counts of capital murder. In Grundy, Virginia, I'm Elaine Quijano. Now back to you.
Brian Miller joins us with a look at the weather.
It was cold out there today.
It was cold today, and you know it's only going to get colder. How cold is it going to get? Stick around, I'll let you know.
Almost looked at camera too, didn't you, Ryan?
Yeah. Well, good evening and welcome back to News Center 43. Let's go ahead and start you off with a look at the Weather Almanac today. These are the numbers that will go down in the history books. Today's high, a couple below our normal high of 31, just coming in at 29 today. Today's low, 16, just one there above our normal low of 15 degrees. And if you'd like to get up to see the sunrise tomorrow morning, you should head outside at about 8:01. Here's some of the highs around the state for today, mostly in the lower 30s. For much of the state, Indianapolis, Terre Haute, and Lafayette all came in at a common 33. Evansville in at 34. Currently out there, it's very chilly and partly cloudy. Temperature of 26 degrees. Humidity hanging in there at about, actually that's wrong, it should be at about 86%. With a westerly wind out of the west, actually, at 9 miles an hour. Here's a look at the national satellite. We've got a cold front right here sweeping through Indiana right now. That's with a dome of high pressure behind it. That's causing our skies to start to clear out tonight. Other than that, not a whole lot going around in the Midwest. Just, in fact, here's Indiana. That cold front I was just talking about, we'll get to that in just a minute. But all these clouds are starting to move off to the east, which should actually give us some pretty clear skies for tonight. In fact, if we move on to the radar now, here's that snow that is falling down underneath those clouds in extreme southern Indiana. We don't have to deal with that at all, so that should be a great thing. No snow, at least for the next couple of days. We could see a chance possibly on Sunday, though. In fact, if we zoom in right onto Indiana, you can see that that's far to the south of Indianapolis. Not a problem for us at all up here in Muncie. We should just see some clouds. So tonight, this dome of high pressure right here, that's just going to keep this cold front up here kind of off to the back, going to move in a little bit slowly later on tonight. Some snow down there to the south of Missouri. So lows around the country tonight look actually pretty nice. 20s across most of Indiana, some teens up around the Chicago and Gary area, some zeros to the west, and even some negative temperatures up there across North and South Dakota. So for tonight here in Indiana, look for a low of 20 degrees. Partly cloudy, wind out of the west at about 7 miles an hour. When you wake up tomorrow morning, partly sunny. Should be a great morning. 22 degrees with wind out of the west at 9. And let's see, tomorrow this dome of high pressure will have set in. Should be a great day. Just a couple clouds around, nothing too bad. And we should actually see temperatures that aren't too bad. In fact, we should see 30s throughout much of Indiana, some 40s again to our north. And they're going to warm up there out around North Dakota and South Dakota into the teens again. So tomorrow you may need to break out that long underwear. 28 degrees, mostly sunny all day long. Wind out of the west at 11 miles an hour. And for that 3-day forecast, Saturday, we could see some snow, guys. I hate to say that. Sunday looks absolutely beautiful, though, if you don't mind the cold temperature. Sunny, 36 degrees. And if you're headed out to enjoy some of the Ball State festivities for Martin Luther King Jr. Day, should be partly cloudy with a high of 37.
28 degrees, I'm going to heed your advice. Spending my whole night searching for my long underwear. Great. That's my plan for the evening. Thanks, Ryan.
And Jake Johnson joins us with sports. Jake, big game last night. Great game against Bowling Green.
Huge game. Can you say P.D. Jackson and the Ball State Cardinals? I'll tell you about the game after the break. After a nip and tuck first half that entertained no lead larger than 7, Ball State used free throws and to hand Bowling Green its first Mid-American Conference loss of the season, 92-79 Wednesday night. Let's go out to Worthing Arena a little excitement on both benches when Jackson tore it up as he busts the tray from outside. Shows a little pride running down the court. And although Bowling Green tried to make a run on the Cards with a few steals down the court for buckets and a couple of embarrassing Ball State mistakes, like an unnoticeable air ball from Theron Smith, the Falcons were no match for P.D. Jackson as he busts a field goal to add to his 24 points and 7 for 11 from the field. The Cardinals shot 30 of 35 from the free throw line in the second half, and junior Theron Smith was 13 of 16 from the line to log his 10th double-double of the season. Smith finished with 23 points and 15 rebounds. The Cardinals will be back in action on Saturday when they host Akron for a 4 o'clock tip-off. In Athens last night, the Lady Cards took on Ohio. Ball State's lone freshman Kate Endress led 5 players in double figures with a career-high 19 points as the Cards defeated Ohio 85-74. Sophomore Jonah Goff, the 2001 MAC Freshman of the Year, also got back on track by scoring 19, while junior Tamara Bowie had the 18th double-double of her career with 17 points and 10 boards. With the win, Ball State improves to 11-4 overall and 3-1 in the MAC. They will host Bowling Green on Saturday at 1:30. And with Mardi Gras, what more could the city of New Orleans ask for? Well, how about a major NBA basketball team? The owners of the Charlotte Hornets have conversed with the NBA to move the club to New Orleans, and the Louisiana governor, Mike Foster, said today the deal is complete with one exception. On his radio program, the governor said the city still needs approval from the other NBA owners. The league would prefer to keep the Hornets in Charlotte, but there is lack of a new arena. The votes could be tallied as early as April. And another team might be moving, this time in baseball. Baseball Commissioner Bud Selig says he thinks the relocation of a team may happen as early as next season, and that Washington, D.C. is the most viable candidate. Speaking today at the owners' meetings in Phoenix, Selig said relocation is coming in the near future. In his closing address at the meetings, the commissioner said the relocation of a team is just part of the reconstructing of baseball. And who's it going to be? Well, with baseball's contraction plan stalled, Montreal appears to be the most likely candidate for a 2003 move. And the second round of the NFL playoff gets in gear this weekend with many surprising matchups. Philadelphia Eagles quarterback Donovan McNabb comes home to Chicago to take on the overachieving Bears at Soldier Field to begin the festivities. That game will be on Fox at 4:30. And don't forget to stay home, or at least set your VCR on Saturday night, to watch the upstart Patriots take on the Raiders in Foxborough. The game will be on CBS at 8. The immovable Ravens defense tries to pull the emergency brakes on the bus to start the show on Sunday afternoon. Jerome Bennis will start his first game in 4 weeks against Baltimore on CBS at 4 o'clock. Later on Saturday, the game that will most likely determine the NFC's best team kicks off in St. Louis. This year's NFL MVP, Kurt Warner and the greatest show on earth will host the Pack, led by former MVP Brett Favre. The Packers take on the Rams at 4 o'clock on Fox. A lot of exciting sports this weekend.
Yeah, go Cards. Hopefully they can keep that winning
Cards,
streak going.
yes.
All right,
Okay,
thanks,
thanks.
Jake. Ryan Miller will be in next with your Wake Up Weather.
And Garfield the cat is sticking on his sunglasses and heading for Hollywood. We'll let you know why next.
Well, if you're headed out tonight, be sure to take a coat. 20 degrees for the low tonight. Partly cloudy skies. Wind out of the west at 7 miles an hour. Tomorrow morning, partly sunny. Temperature of only 22 degrees. Definitely going to need that coat for the walk to class tomorrow. Wind out of the west again at 9 miles an hour. A little bit later on in the day, though, mostly sunny. Clouds go away. High of 28 degrees with wind out of the west at 11 miles an hour. And for that 3-day forecast, looks like a pretty good weekend coming up. Could see a little bit of snow on Saturday with a high of 28. Sunday is going to bring sunny skies pretty much all day long, high of 36. And for Martin Luther King Jr. Day, high of 37 with partly cloudy skies.
All right, definitely looks kind of decent, Ryan. So I guess we'll take it. We have no choice.
I'm excited about our day off on Monday.
Hey, that's nice. Yeah. Well, if the truth is out there, they better find it pretty fast. The X-Files is going off the air in May after 9 seasons. Ratings have been falling since David Duchovny left the series. Creator Chris Carter is promising to pull a lot of threads together and wrap things up for the fans. Carter also hopes to persuade Duchovny to return before the series ends. Carter plans to keep making X-Files movies for the big screen after the series goes off the air.
And breakout Zanya, Garfield is getting his own movie. Hollywood Reporter says the movie will mix animation and live action. Garfield will be the only animated character. The film will focus on Garfield's rivalry with Odie, and the writers of Toy Story will come up with that script. So that'll be pretty interesting. Be a good movie.
Definitely going to buy my tickets early for that one.
That's right.
I'm ready. I'm in line. I'm in line up there.
Good.
Well, thanks for joining us for News Center at 9:30. I'm Josh Woodsman.
And I'm Amy Barnett, News Center's official CNN Student Bureau. Be sure to tune in Tuesday for News Center at 5:30. Have a wonderful evening.
Good night.